Friends, welcome to Quest for Knowledge. In today's video, we are going to learn NumPy. So let's get started. NumPy stands for Numerical Python. As the name suggests, it is used for numerical calculation. It is a powerful Python library that provides array object. It is used for data analysis and scientific computing. It is widely used in data science where we store data and analyze it, and after analyzing we get the information from it. NumPy provides array object and it is known as ND array, right? When we talk about array contains an ordered collection of data element where each element is of the same type. When we say each element is of the same type, that means an array contains similar kind of data. Here you can see we have one array holding integer data type. Here we have 5 elements, and to access particular element we use indexing. As we already discussed, indexing starts from 0. So first element index 0, second element is at index 1, and so on. So to refer particular element we use indexing, and indexing always starts from 0. NumPy array looks similar to list data type of Python, but there are some differences between them. When we talk about array, all elements of an array are of same data type, as I told you. But in case of list, we can have elements of different data types. List data type we have already discussed in one of the videos. You can refer the link given in the description box. Next difference is elements of a list are not stored contiguously in memory, whereas elements of array are stored at one continuous place in memory, and this is the reason that makes array faster than list. And because of this, we are using NumPy array in data science, right? Next difference is list do not support element-wise operations. Reason being, list have elements of different data types, so we cannot perform operation on those different data types elements. But in array, we can perform element-wise operations. Reason being, all elements of an array are of same data type, so we can process them and we can perform operations on them, right? Before using NumPy array, we need to install NumPy, and to install NumPy we use this particular command, pip install NumPy, and after writing this command, when we enter, this particular installation will start and it will install NumPy in our system. After installation, we can use NumPy. So let's get started how to use NumPy array. To use NumPy in Python code, first we need to import NumPy, and this is the syntax to import, as we already discussed it in Python modules. You can refer the link given in the description box. Now to create array, we use array function and we pass list to it, and it will create array object. So here we are writing list with element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this particular function will return object of array. When we print this particular object, it will give output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this is the array elements. We can also use aliasing in our code, as we already discussed. So to use aliasing, we use this particular as keyword. Syntax is we write import NumPy as NP. So this NP, we are renaming this NumPy with NP. Now in code we will use NP. So code will be same. We are accessing array function of NumPy. So here we are writing np.array. We are passing list to it. So elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will create array object with these elements and it will return object. So after writing array, it will give the same output, right? So in this way we can create 1D array. So this is 1D array because only one dimension is there, right? We can also create 2D array. So when we talk about 2D array, that means two dimensional. In 2D array we have rows and columns. To create 2D array, syntax is this. First statement will be same, import numpy as np. Next we are using array function and we are passing two dimension to it. First dimension, elements are 1, 2, 3. Second we have 4, 5, 6. So it will create 2D array and it will return array object. So when we print this particular object, it will return 2D array. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this particular 2D array, we have two rows. First row elements are 1, 2, 3. Second row we have elements 4, 5, 6 and we have three columns in it. First column 1, 4. Second column we have 2, 5 and third column we have 3 and 6. In this way we can create 2D array with multiple rows and multiple columns, right? We can also create 3D array in Python using NumPy. So here in this particular code, we are creating two 2D arrays, as you can see. So code is simple. First we need to write import statement. Then we are using array function and here we are providing two 2D array. So first 2D array is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First 2D array is having two rows and three columns. Next 2D array is having two rows and three columns. As you can see, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2 are the elements of second 2D array and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the elements of first 2D array. So when we print this particular object, it will give output this. As you can see, first 2D array elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second 2D array elements are 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Hope this particular 3D array is clear. We can also initialize array elements with 0 or 1. So to initialize array element with 0, we use zeros function. So here we are writing np.zeros and we provide parameter. When we provide one parameter, it will create 1D array with 3 elements. It will return array object when we write print statement. So output will be 1D array with 3 elements and all the elements are of float type because by default array elements are float, right? In similar way we can create 2D array. So to create 2D array, we provide two parameter inside parenthesis. So here we are writing 3, 5. So it will create 2D array with 3 rows and 5 columns and all elements will be 0. So it will return array object. When we print this particular object, output will be, you can see 2D array, we have 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, right? So in this way we can create 2D array with 0 elements, right? In similar fashion, we can create 1D array initialized with 1. So here we are using ones. We are providing one parameter. So here we have written 3. So it will create 1D array with 3 elements and all elements will be 1, right? In similar fashion, we can create 2D array. When we provide 2 parameter, it will create 2D array with 3 rows and 5 columns and all elements will be 1. So when we print this particular object, output will be 2D array with 3 rows and 5 columns and all elements are 1, right? So in this way we can initialize array elements with 0 or 1. Now we will see some of the attributes of NumPy array. The first attribute is endim. When we write array object dot endim, it gives the number of dimensions of the array. If array is 1D, it will give 1. If array is 2-dimensional, it will give 2, and so on. So it will return the dimension of the array. Second attribute is shape, and it gives the sequence of integers indicating size of the array for each dimension. If array is 2D array, it will return the size of each dimension. So here when we write 2D array arr dot shape, it will return 2 integer value. First integer value indicates number of rows and second value indicates number of column, right? So in this fashion it returns the integers indicating the size of the array for each dimension, right? Next attribute we have is size, and it gives the total number of elements of the array, right? So when we write array object dot size, it will return number of elements of the array, right? So in this case this particular arr is having 6 elements, so it will return 6. So to get the number of elements, we use this particular attribute size. Next attribute we have is dtype. This particular dtype attribute is the data type of the elements of the array. When we write array object dot dtype, it returns the type of the elements of the array, right? Next attribute we have item size, and it specifies the size in bytes of each element of the array. So when we write array object dot item size, it returns the size in bytes. So if particular element is of integer type, it will give 4 because integer takes 4 bytes, right? Now we will see how to access array elements. As I told you earlier, we access element using indexing, and indexing starts from 0. So to access first element, we will write arr, inside square bracket we pass index. So to access first element, we will write arr, inside square bracket 0. So to access particular element, we write array name, and inside square bracket we pass index. To access 2D array element, we pass 2 parameters. First parameter specifies row, second parameter specifies column, and rows starts from 0. So first row index is 0, second row index is 1, and so on. First column index is 0, second column index is 1, and so on. So to access this particular element, we write 0, 0. To access this element, we write 0, 1, right? So to access a particular element of 2D array, we write array object, and inside square bracket we pass 2 parameters. First parameter to specify row, and second parameter to specify column. In this way we access element of 2D array. To access element of 3D array, we specify 3 parameters. So in this example we have 2 2D array. To access first 2D array element, we write 0. To access element of second 2D array, first parameter will be 1, right? So to access this particular element of first 2D array, first parameter will be 0, and then row and column of particular element of first 2D array. To access element of second 2D array, first parameter will be 1, and then row and column number of particular element, right? To access this particular element of 3D array, we will write arr square bracket 0, 1, 0, right? So hope this particular indexing is clear. So in this fashion we can access element of 3D array, right? Also take elements of array from one index to another index. So to get elements, we pass 2 parameters separated by colon. First parameter is start index and second parameter is end index. So this particular start index is included and this end index is excluded. So it will get elements from index 1 to index 4, right? So when we run this code, output will be 20, 30, 40, 50 because 20 is at index 1. So it will get elements from index 1 to index 4, right? Because end index is not included. When we don't pass first number, it will be treated as 0. So it will get elements start from 0 till 4. So output will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10 index 0 and 50 at index 4. So output will be this. When we don't write second number, it will be considered as length of this particular array. So when we run this code, element will start from at index 1 and it will go till the end. So output will be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? Hope this slicing is clear. Now we will get elements of 2D array. To get elements of 2D array, we again pass two numbers. First number specifies the row index to be accessed and second parameter specifies the number of elements to be accessed, right? So when we write 1, 1:5, we are accessing second row because indexing starts from 0. So 1 means we are accessing second row, and from second row we are taking elements from index 1 to index 4, right? So output will be second row element from index 1 to index 4. So it will get 2, 3, 4, 5, right? When we write 0:2, 2, so we are accessing both row because 0:2 will give you 0 and 1. So from each row we are accessing second index element. So output will be from first row, second index is 30. From second row, second index is 3. So output will be 30 and 3. Next we are writing 0:2, 1:3. We are accessing 0 and 1 row. That means we are accessing both row. 0 means first row, 1 means second row, right? From each row we are accessing 1:3. That means we are accessing first index element till we get third index element. So output will be from first row, index 120, then 30, right? From second row, first index element is 2, second index element is 3. So output will be 20, 30 and 2, 3. So here you can see output 20, 30, 2, 3. So here you can relate output with the code. Hope this particular slicing is clear. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write me in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video till the end.